So I kind of goofed up. I got a little delete happy and I deleted the first 2 days of this video. But they were kind of most miserable days on trail so far. So it's for the best that they got deleted anyway. So I'll give you the short and skippy what happened. We left Georgia, entered North Carolina, and walked a big steep incline. As soon as you get into North Carolina, that hill sucks. So we hiked to Muskrat Creek Shelter. We hiked about 16 miles total that day. Chortle and Scorch made their trail sushi at Muskrat Creek Shelter. Stayed overnight there. And woke up to a nasty ice storm. My tent was completely covered in ice. Had to scrape most of that off. And then pack away everything wet, which sucks. And then the next day we pushed another 16 to Betty Creek campsite, where I could tell that my ankle was not happy for doing 32 miles in 2 days. But woke up that morning and I knew I was going to have to move pretty slow the next day. So I walked 13 miles that day very slowly. It took me about 8 hours to walk 13 miles, which is incredibly slow. And so I was super miserable that day. Definitely the worst day on trail. But I think now I know is I was just babying it too much. I was thinking that I wouldn't be able to walk unless I really babied that 13 miles. I know better now. So anyway, walked that 13 miles, and then where I caught up to is waking up the next morning from that nasty, miserable day of walking 13 miles in 8 hours. So yeah, happier days ahead. That's a really nice view. There's some, oh, it's melting now, but there's some evidence from the ice storm last night. If you get higher up here, should be able to see it. Yeah, that's really cool. Another beautiful view from the ridge. These nice little ridge walks just don't get old. This is awesome. Made it to Betty Creek campsite. Got a 16-mile day. Just coming down to this little creek to get some water. And then I'm gonna call it a night, because I'm tired. Good morning. So today is Wednesday, March 19th. I might have said that yesterday was the 19th, but yeah, today is Wednesday, March 19th. It's about 9:30 right now. Just got everything packed up. I planned on kind of hanging out here for maybe another hour or two, but my ankle's feeling pretty good, so I think I'm going to keep moving on right now. If I really push it, it'll be about a 15-mile day. Otherwise, I'm going to shoot for 13. There's not a campsite at 13 miles, but I'll find some sort of dispersed camping at that point. If I do 13 today, that'll leave me 13 for tomorrow to get to the Nantahala Outdoor Center. I think I'm going to buy a new pair of boots there and resupply for about 2 days until I can get to Fontana Dam before the Smokies. Got a hotel at Fontana Dam, stay there overnight. Probably take a Nero on Sunday and then a Zero on Monday and start start the Smoky Mountains on Tuesday. So got a full week ahead. Again, ankle's feeling much better than it did yesterday. I'm feeling much less miserable than I did last night. So all is well. Stopped, gonna have some lunch. It's about 12:30 now. We've already gone about 6 miles. Got about 8 more to go until the shelter. Yeah, been a pretty cruisy day so far. Another day of beautiful weather. No complaints. Keep on keeping on. Took another short break. It's about 2:30 now, I believe. About 2 o'clock, actually. So about 6 more miles to go. That should be about 2.5 hours-ish. Be there by 4:30. Solid. Super nice day. A little up and down, but not bad. The downhills kind of suck on the ankle, but uphills are super easy. Getting in shape now, so everything's starting to work out. Definitely got to figure out my food bag situation. I got to upgrade to a larger food bag so I can fit more days worth of food in there. I'm definitely not getting enough calories, but I'll buy a new one at Knock and then send my old one back when I get to Fontana. That way I can at least eat 2,000 calories a day, because I'm not hitting that, which is bad. I feel fine, but not hitting 2,000 calories is not good over a long period of time, especially when you're burning close to 3,000 a day. So we'll get there. Just working out Good morning. Poncho looks really dumb. It is really dumb. It is not as functional as it should be. I might have to upgrade to something different because this sucks. But woke up to some rain. Packed up in the rain, so now everything's pretty wet. The plan is to walk 18 miles to a shelter. I'm totally going to see if the NOC has any hostels to stay in, because that doesn't sound like any fun. Plus, if everybody goes to the shelter, you're not going to have any room. So I'm going to hope that they have a hostel to stay in. Otherwise, I guess I got to push 18 miles. Made it to the NOC. Well, we made it to the NOC. Decided to not go to 18 miles. We just went 11.5 today. And then we got a little hostel to hang our stuff out to dry. It's still currently raining, but we have a nice little overhang. So hopefully our stuff dries by the morning. And yeah, got our little hostel in here. Pretty sweet. Slow start this morning, just waiting for the shop to open so we can print out our Smoky Mountain permits. Should be around 9 o'clock, and we'll head out. Making some tea. Easy start. This is a pretty cool place to hang out for the day. Ate some dinner over there last night. And then now I'm going here to get the permits. Starting our walk out of Nantahala Outdoor Center. Back down there. Starting a beautiful walk out of Nantahala, but it is 7 miles uphill from here. And yeah, it looks like I'm going downhill, because I am, but it will be ultimately 7 miles out of this scourge. So that should make for a fun morning. Got started about 9:30 this morning. Weather's beautiful, although a little cold. But as beautiful as it is, it's a little disappointing because we stayed in a hostel last night to avoid what was supposed to be rain this morning. It did snow a little bit last night, so we did avoid that. And with how wet everything was, it's probably good that we just spent the money to stay dry and warm last night and get everything dry and ready to go for today. I did upgrade my rain jacket, got rid of the poncho, thank God. I upgraded my food bag so I can pack more calories, but I kept my shoes. These trusty things are gonna have to carry me through the Smokies. Their shoe selection down there was not ideal. It didn't really have what I was looking for to begin with, and what they did have was like way overpriced. But these things aren't gonna make it much longer past the Smokies, but they will make it through the Smokies. Oh, show. We are climbing up Sassafras Mountain right now. Again, it's about a 7-mile climb. Makes for a long day, but it'll be good to have it over with. I've heard that this mountain is one of the steepest and longest on the southern part of the trail until you hit the whites. So getting this out of the way, a beautiful start to the day. Made it to the top of the first climb, and I only see 2 more peaks ahead of me that are taller than where I'm at right now. So I think that was the worst of it. Maybe there's another worst part coming up, but pretty easy so far. A little out of breath, but that's to be expected. Nice little cruisy section to break up the uphill monotony. But I'd much rather be moving uphill than downhill on this one. Downhill sucks. Gorgeous little shady trail. There's the snow. This is really cool. So there's definitely been some steep parts to Sassafras Mountain, but nothing too crazy. Definitely got my heart rate going. There's no lie about that. I think I have a little bit more uphill to do, but there's not many trees that are higher than I am now. So, easy day. Sassafras was nothing. After a few false summits, this is the official top of Sassafras Mountain. Got all set up here at camp. Gonna go collect some water and just hang out for the night. Got my cozy little spot under here. Pretty sweet. Good morning. Saturday the 22nd now. Got one more shelter to go to before Fontana Dam. Just taking our time this morning. There is apparently some trail magic happening at the next gap ahead. That's only like 3 miles. So we're starting late, walking slow, hoping to catch a burger around 11 o'clock. But otherwise, we got about 12 miles to the next shelter, and then it'll only be like a 5-mile day to Fontana Dam tomorrow. And then we'll wait for a package. Unfortunately, the post office doesn't open until almost noon. So that'll kind of dictate how many miles we're able to do on Monday into the Smokies. Super exciting. See you there. Yeah. Got another Trail Magic burgers and dogs. Beautiful. Just left the Trail Magic station. Awesome. Got a belly full of burgers and Mountain Dew. And it's gonna fuel me up this hill. Only like 8 miles to the shelter. Makes for an easy day. Just came down from that road. Came up from that road. And I still gotta get to the top of that. This is a climb. This is what we're looking for. Now that was a climb. That's what we were looking for yesterday. So I don't think Sassafras was anything compared to that. That was very steep over a very short mileage. Probably a good 1,000 feet per mile. Something within that range. But I feel like I am in the best shape physically that I've ever been. I trained a lot to do that, and my heart rate is not that high. Crushing it. Played a lot of soccer in high school, but I feel like being able to move up these trails is a whole different level of physical fitness. Feeling pretty good. Just an update on the ankle. Ankle is feeling fine. It's a little tight in the mornings and at night, but during the day loosens up as I walk. As long as it doesn't get bad like it did the other day. When it gets bad, it's really hard to put any amount of weight on it, which sucks. It just makes it so that I have to rely on the walking sticks way more heavily, and that's why I was going so slow the other day when my ankle was hurting so bad. It makes for a miserable day. But luckily, it is much better now, and the next few days, being today, tomorrow, and potentially Monday, should be fine. My plan was to potentially take a 0 on Monday and then start again on Tuesday into the Smokies. But the way I'm feeling right now, I'll probably just take the short day tomorrow. It's only like 5 miles tomorrow. And then we're waiting for the post office to open at 12, which sucks. But then after 12, we're going to go right to the trail and try for a 12-mile day. That should get us to camp right around like 6:30, 7 o'clock. And if it doesn't work out, then we're doing like a 5-mile day to this near little campsite right outside of Fontana Dam. So regardless, Should all work out just fine. Ankle is feeling well. I'm feeling well. And I'm ready for the Smokies. Let's do this thing. It's been a beautiful day today. The climb out of that gap was really the only tough part of the day. Everything else has been pretty cruisy and downhill. I've got about 1.5 miles maybe until the shelter. That should take me maybe another 35 minutes. Cruising. Get there about 3:15 maybe. And hang out, have some lunch. Well, ever since that burger down at the Gap, I've been waiting for this thing all day. This is gonna be a blessing. Oh boy. The wind is just never ending here. Got my tent set up. Go back to the shelter and cook some food and call it a night. When you don't feel like finding a good bear hang, you can always just cross out onto a log and hang it there. Pretty cold this morning. Nothing too crazy though. I always start with the jacket on, and then within an hour it'll come off once it gets body temperature up. Pretty easy day today, and then we'll see what plays out tomorrow. Probably gonna end the video at Fontana Dam, and then I'll start up again tomorrow when I enter the Smoky Mountains. Pretty exciting stuff. The Smoky Mountains marks the probably the hardest part of the southern part of the trail. Once you get through the Smokies, things become much easier. There is still a lot of damage from Hurricane Helene that we'll have to go through, so that'll kind of suck. But Virginia, Maryland, all those states become pretty easy. Then you can really start cooking 20 miles a day or so. Get those miles up. Then make your way north to Katahdin. It is hard to look ahead, but it's fun. Even if I pick my eyes up to see where the trail goes ahead of me, I trip. I try to pay attention to the next step in front of me, because that's the only thing that matters, really. One step at a time. It's always fun to plan ahead, but you gotta take what you're given. One step at a time. I'll see you in Fontana Dam. I suppose I should also say that yesterday marked 2 weeks of being out here. And before I came out here, I kind of told myself that the first 2 weeks would probably be one of the hardest. You're just getting used to everything, living in the woods, leaving a comfortable life, leaving a comfortable bed and your family and all that good stuff. The first 2 weeks could be pretty tough. Luckily, we've been blessed with good weather, good hiking terrain. These past 2 weeks have been relatively easy, to be honest. Setting up and taking down camp is almost second nature now. My backpack is essentially a part of me now. I know every part of it and where everything needs to go. Everything's very well organized. And that's what the first 2 weeks will give you. So, excited about being out here for 2 weeks, and excited about continuing to be out here for much longer than that. Made it to the Fontana Marina, and from this parking lot we can take the shuttle into Fontana Village, where our lodge is. Look at that. Well, just checked into our room, gonna shower and eat some food, and I'm gonna drop you off here. So like, comment, subscribe, share it to your single mothers, and we'll see you on the next one. See you in the Smokies.